Hi, welcome. Welcome to my Monday Facebook Live at 7 p.m. As you know, I don't have any programs going, so I'm just doing some random things that make your life easier. That's what my goal is. And I teach life coaching and how to achieve your goals. Also, hypnotherapy. So, how to get through this life less stressful. Stress is one of the main causes of illnesses, and so the holiday seasons are hard. First of all, it's getting dark earlier, and we know that that affects us. Our energy levels are a little bit different. We don't have as much daylight, it gets colder. Everything just gets to be a little bit more difficult. And then we pack in a lot in our holiday seasons from Halloween through New Year's. We pack in a whole lot of stuff. Gets to be overwhelming at times. So tonight, I'm going to really go through some good tips. And if you join me, send me some questions. I would love to answer your questions and get you the information you need. Different ways to look at things. I'm going to talk about sacred cows tonight because in the holidays, with families, sometimes the stress is caused by sacred cows. And I'll go into that in just a few minutes. So the reason I want to start this is October 22nd. In 1 month, it'll be Thanksgiving, November 22nd. And then in another month, it'll be Christmas, December 25th. So basically, you have 2 months, you really do, to get a whole lot of things done. So do you get stressed this time of year? Most people do. Some sail through. I'm not one of them. So this is for me as much as it is for you. Does it just feel like too much? Especially if you are the one that does all the party planning or you are the one that hosts all of the family dinners. It can be really overwhelming. So I'll talk about ways of making it easier. Some of the tips and tools I'll give you will fit, some won't. Some you may consider, and others are just out of your wellhouse, right? You're not going to consider them. They just won't fit you. That's all okay. And if you log on, please let me know you're there and that this is going live. I'm in the cottage, and so sometimes the reception is a little bit different there, but I would love to hear from you. Okay. Here's something to think about. Does this happen to you every year? I'm a last minute shopper. That causes me great stress. I do it every year. I have great plans, but most of the time, right, it just sneaks up on me. And then I'm doing last minute gift shopping and everything's picked over and I get more and more frustrated. That's me. I can change it. Absolutely, I can. Plan to be successful. That's what tonight is all about. So if it happens to you every year, what is it that's driving you to do this? Sometimes some of us sabotage our best efforts. Other times, we're set up to fail. Sometimes we do our best work when we're under a lot of pressure, but we don't have to do that. If we can do good work under pressure, we can do good work without the pressure. So plan a successful and joyful, relatively easy, right? It's never going to be really easy. There's a lot of holidays packed into these next 2 months. But relatively easy holiday season. I want to add healthy. Make your health goals a focus. How to work around the holidays and still maintain your health. We'll talk about that. Plan it now. Plan it now. Get out your calendar. List all the things that you need to accomplish in these next 2 months. I have a checkoff sheet, and if you're interested, you can contact me and I'll email it to you. It'll include these things that I'm going to cover tonight, and then you can add it. It's just a simple table, and you can delete what doesn't fit and add what you need, and expand it. this is a really short and dirty list. I'll tell you, there's a whole lot more out there that needs to be done. And as you start to plan, you'll be able in your own house to know what else you need to add. So do make a checkoff sheet. Get out your calendar. Check it off into smaller groups. So once you get your total list done of all the things that have to be done by, mid-January, let's say, take those items and start to break them into manageable pieces, such as shopping. If you're putting on many holiday parties from, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year's, and maybe some birthdays in between. I know our families are heavily into December and January birthdays. Do your shopping now. You can easily buy chicken and turkey and hams and whatever it is that you want to make, and start to prepare. Start getting it set up. Buy extra for those things that you know you're going to use multiple times, such as pumpkin. Have it ready, and then that way some of the shopping is already done before all of the holiday crowds. Imagine shopping now for some of these items when the stores aren't so full. That saves you a lot of time and a lot of frustration, because the more crowded the stores are, the more stressful it is. So again, look at what you need to get done and start to break it into manageable chunks. Can you delegate? I will tell you that most of us, we want to do it all. We don't need to. That's a sacred cow. That you have to do it all. You can delegate. Children can help, spouses can help, family can help. We'll talk more about that as we get into these holiday parties. Can you give up some things if you really just can't fit it in? And for your health, it's not worth it. Let's say that you normally decorate everything for Christmas, right? And you start early, and it takes hours and days and weeks, right, to plan this. Can you, if this is a year that you can't fit it all in, can you scale it back? Doesn't mean it's forever. Can you make some adjustments? See what it is that you need to do, and make sure that you have enough rest to get through this season, right? So can you scale some things back? Are there some things you just don't need to do? Maybe you don't need to serve a 5-course meal for everyone for Christmas. Maybe this year it can be buffet. Are you okay with that? Can you even imagine it? So I want to start with health, because I think that should be your priority. A lot of times we get run down throughout these next few months. There's a lot going on in school. The children are run down. They're bringing home a lot of things. We're run down. We have more to do at work. We have year end and quarter end. We have budgeting, right? All kinds of things happen in these last few months. So we're run down. We have the tendency to allow that to happen. There are different bugs going around. So your health needs to be a priority, because without it, you're not going to get any of it done. So do you have doctors and dentist appointments that you need to make before the end of the year? Maybe you met your deductible and you need to get in for some of your checkups. If you haven't done your checkups, now's a good time. But understand, everybody is scheduling them as well. This is a busy time for the doctor's offices. They also have a lot more illnesses, so get on it now. Don't wait till the last minute. Make the doctor and dentist appointment your priority. Get that scheduled as soon as you can. Set up your nutrition plan. Look at the calendar. Know what days that you're going to be going out, maybe going out to eat, going out to parties, having parties at your own home. Set up your nutrition plan. How are you going to get through these parties? Eating before you go is a good thing, right? A lot of salad or soup before you go. You're less likely to want a snack. Or if you're hungry and they're not going to serve for a while, you'll have a tendency to overeat. So plan your success. Allow yourself to have some of the good things that you really like. I will say that, pumpkin pie is one of my favorites. And instead of cheating, like let's say we're going to cheat on the diet, right? Instead of cheating on candy corn, which is awful, I'd rather have a piece of pumpkin pie. I can give that to me. There's more in there for me than candy corn. So I'll plan what I'm going to have. I absolutely will have some pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, and I'll have something for Christmas. But I'm not going to go into the candy corn or all of the Halloween candy, and definitely not things that are gross anyway, that I don't like. But when we don't plan, and we get hungry, and we get stressed, many times we give in to the temptation. Especially if we're falling low on energy, we'll want to boost ourselves with sugar. Have your nutrition plan in place. Know what you need to do. Make life easier. If you don't have time to chop up your own vegetables, buy them already chopped. If you don't have time to chop up vegetables for soup, buy them frozen or chopped. Do whatever it is you need to do to make it easy. Now your motion and activity plan, right? Exercise. That gets important to plan. But here's the other thing. If you're normally, let's say, walking 4 miles, but you don't have time, cut it in half. You're still walking. You're making up for it in all these other things you're doing. Don't stress yourself out. Just stick to what you had normally set up. If you normally are working out for an hour at the gym 3 times a week, and you're not going to be able to get it all in, it's okay to pare back. Remember, your body's going to get really tired over the holidays. There's a whole lot going on. So pare back if you need to. Make up for it on other days that are a little lighter. You can do that. Don't get so stuck that you wear yourself out. Plan your rest days. There's not going to be very many weekends that there isn't something going on. There are sports, there's school activities, school plays, school concerts, there's work parties, there's, you name it, right? These next few months are full. Plan your rest days. Look at the calendar. You'll be surprised at how few there are. Put in some rest breaks. If you can't have a whole Sunday just to kick back, right, and to really rest, then plan some breaks. Make sure you have some alone time, some quiet time. Make sure you have enough sleep, that you drink enough water. It's highly important to stay hydrated this time of year. The air's drier, the heaters are on, and we get drained. And we get dehydrated, and then we're not at our best, and we're not efficient. So plan those rest days, stay hydrated, stay on a good nutrition plan, but allow yourself to have some true enjoyment. Make it worthwhile. Right? If you're going to go off your plan, don't do it for something that's really not that great. Okay, so holiday planning, holiday parties. We have Halloween. We have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas and New Year's. You may have some birthdays in there, some Christmas parties, some office parties. Again, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Look at your calendar. Begin to make plans. Are you going to go to all of them? Now here's where I'm going to get into sacred cows, because especially on the holidays, we really get overrun with obligations, especially family obligations. And if they are long-standing traditions, it's always been done that way, it can bulldoze us over. Absolutely runs us over. We feel so much guilt, even if we're not going to be able to do it well, that we won't say no and we'll do it anyway. We don't enjoy it. Here's the clue. It's a sacred cow when you feel really obligated and you don't enjoy it. Only guilt is making you do it. So think about these sacred cows. Let's say that generally you host everything. Maybe you can ask someone else to host it. Maybe you cook the entire meal and they just bring the dessert. Maybe you can ask them to bring the sides too, the bread. Do you serve on your best dishes? Maybe you can go buffet style with paper plates. Whatever it is. Now, if it gives you a lot of guilt and stress, really look at that. Are you being tied to something simply due to obligation? That's a sacred cow. They're not always in our best interest. Sometimes we try to juggle the families, especially as we marry and our children marry. More families are involved. There's the, splitting the difference. You get to go here this year and you get to go there next year. I will tell you that for us, it got to be too hard. So we have a Christmas Eve somewhere in the middle of December. That way our family can get together and have all the time we want and need to see each other. And it frees us up to go be with the other families on that actual day, on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Do you have to have Thanksgiving? On Thursday, Thanksgiving. Can it be the weekend, before or after? Can you do a little bit of maneuvering, a little bit of changing, so that you can fit it all in and have a wonderful time? The holiday isn't so much about that particular day as it is about getting together with people you love and having a wonderful time. If you have to stretch yourself so thin, could you imagine changing it to a different day? That's letting go of sacred cows and instead incorporating healthy ways for you to stay connected and loving and having a great time. I will tell you, it works for us. Absolutely works for us. So you can do it differently. If you need a change, you can do it differently. Try it. If it doesn't work, go back to the old ways. You haven't lost anything. So remember, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's are all coming up. Plan to be successful. All right. Do you have holiday travel? Do you have to travel to go for these holidays? If you do, have you made your travel arrangements? Now's a good time. Get it done. Make sure that somewhere in your calendar, you double check all of your bookings. Do it several weeks before, not the day before. Make sure that they're still there. Double checking will save you a whole lot of stress later. All right, gift buying. Can you start now? Can you make your list? Can you break it into manageable chunks? Have it correlate to your paychecks. How are you going to pay for this? Right? Plan it, budget it. It will cause you so much less stress. So much less stress. Now's the time. You don't have to wait till Black Friday. Absolutely, you don't have to. Start now. Lines aren't as long. After Black Friday, everything gets a little bit more packed, a little bit more picked over. Now's a great time. And in all honesty, the sales aren't that great during the holidays. There's still some really good deals. Unless you know what it is that you want to buy and you know it will be on sale, then plan for that and then make sure that you get it. How to eat healthy through the holidays. One, the holiday meals have a lot of healthy components already. Good salad, quality meat, right? Turkey and chicken. Ham's a little stretch, but you can still make that work. There's a lot of vegetables, lots of really good vegetables, such as sweet potatoes. Don't make them with marshmallows. Just make them with nuts and cranberries and some other things that add health. Plan it. Now, if you're going to go somewhere and it's full of foods that you know that don't serve you well, let's say they're high in sugar, high in fat, maybe fried, whatever that is, Before you go, have a cup of vegetable soup. Have a bowl of vegetable soup. Eat a salad. Snack on some cheese and maybe a boiled egg. The protein and some of the fat will keep you satisfied and not wanting to eat those things that would normally call to you, especially if you're hungry. Watch your portion size. Use your hand. So your hand, your fist, is a good indication of a portion size. So a piece of meat shouldn't be much bigger than the palm. This is about how much vegetables you need. It's a little over a cup. Cut it in half if you feel that you're getting too much. Start small. Look for a smaller plate. Look for a smaller plate and then fill it. It'll trick your eye into thinking that you're getting a lot of food. If you put that same amount of food on a big plate, it looks like you don't have enough. So it's just a trick. It's not true, same amount of food. It'll actually make you more satisfied. Stay away from some of the things that you know will spike your blood sugars, such as all the carbs. Have a little bit. If that's something you love, have some. Just watch how much it is. And again, some of the best tools is to eat ahead of time. Eat something very high in volume and low in calories, such as vegetable soup or a big salad. Drink your water. Make sure you're hydrated, because sometimes hunger is actually thirst. The body needs moisture so badly that it'll get it from anywhere. And if you're not drinking water, it will try to get you to eat food that's high in hydration. So make sure you're hydrated. Drink a glass of water between drinks. If you're drinking, it lowers your inhibitions. It's a lot easier to go off your plan if you've drank too much. You just forget and you really don't care. So drink water in between each alcoholic drink and monitor how much alcohol you drink. Have the good stuff. Enjoy it. Enjoy it with friends. But monitor it, and it will help you to stick to your nutrition plan. Great. No questions so far, huh? I would love to hear from you. And welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. So finances. This is a good time of year to really start to look at your finances. This is a time of year where we can really overspend if we're not careful. Right? Last minute shopping can get really expensive because there just isn't much left. And sometimes you have to go over budget to get even something decent. So planning. Have some savings. These next couple of months, put some extra money away. You'll be surprised at the things that surprise us in these last few months of the year. So have a savings account. Get all of your tax papers ready, whatever it is that you need. So if you're a business, of course you have a lot. Make sure that your books are caught up now so that you're not so stressed at the end of the year. Do your year end. What is it that you need to do before the end of the year in finances? There's some things you need to catch up on. Your paperwork, your year end closeout. Make sure you have that savings account. And then when it comes to the holidays, this includes eating out. This includes going to Christmas parties, right? Sometimes you have to buy your own alcohol. The gift buying, the dinners. Budget, plan it, and stick to it. Because when you get the bill in January, it can create a lot of stress, and there's nothing you can do. You can't reverse it. So instead of overspending, plan, double check, make sure you're still on track. Look for those good sales if you're holding some of the dinner parties. Make sure you buy the stuff while it's on sale and available. I know there was one year we weren't going to have turkey. The very last minute, 2 or 3 days before Thanksgiving, decided that we were. That was really hard to find one, I will tell you. We ended up cooking 2 small ones because there were no big ones left. Plan it, stick to it. Look ahead. Look for the good sales. In the gift buying, make a list. Know what it is you want to buy. Know what it is that you're going to spend, and stick to that. Don't go outside of that realm, especially when it comes to your budget. And think about all the things that are going to be extra in these next few months. Again, your heating goes up, right? Sometimes gasoline for your vehicles because you're shopping. You're going to the store a lot more than you normally would. You're driving a lot more than you normally would. If you have people coming to your home, your doors are opening and closing, opening and closing. Your water is running more. Those things will increase your bills. Just be aware of it. It's not that you're going to stop it. Be aware of it. Plan for it. Know that it's going to happen. Vehicles. Have you thought about your vehicle? The weather's still really good. Now's a good time to do a really good deep cleaning. Do the rain guard. There's rain guard and some other things that you can put on your windows that help mud and snow slide off. Now's a good time. The weather is still good. We'll have a few more warm days. Have you washed your vehicle really good? Have you gotten it waxed? Have you got it prepared for winter? And I think you can put the rain guard on your headlights. Double check that, but it does help the snow from sticking. Check your tires, right? Do you need different tires? Do you use snow tires? Now's the time. Do they need to be rotated? What other maintenance do you need to do for winter prep? How are your wipers? Are your windshield wipers good? Do you need to include some fluids? Do you have scrapers in your car? The windows are starting to get icy. Do you have winter gear that you normally carry, such as, shovels and chains and jumper cables? Remember, in the winter, sometimes our batteries aren't as good as they need to be. Have you checked yours? Do you keep a blanket? That's a few food items in your car when you're traveling in the winter time. What is it that you need to get ready for your car? Do you need an oil change? Sometimes you can take your car in and ask them to do a winter maintenance prep. And they'll check everything for you to make sure that you're good to go. The winter weather is a lot harsher on your car. Do you have good brakes, good tires, wipers, fluids, and the like? Battery, right? I don't want to be caught out in the middle of the night with a dead battery, especially when it's 20 below, which is not a normal for us, right? So what do you need to get ready with your car? And then move to your house. You have winter prep for your home too. Are you going to get your windows cleaned one last time before winter sets in? Do you need to change the batteries in your smoke detectors? Do you caulk your windows? Do you check your doors for a good fit so that you don't leak cold air? What is it that you do in your home to prepare for winter? What does your heater look like? Do you need to change filters? What else? Now's a good time to clear out your closets. And here's my suggestion as you're moving out your summer clothes and your summer shoes. Are there some that you're not particularly fond of? Are there some that you just don't wear that much? Or are they getting worn? You can actually clear them out now instead of packing them and then dealing with them again next year. You can get rid of and pare back all but your very favorite clothing and shoes. Get rid of everything else. Don't store it. That will help clear your clutter. What else can you clear out and take to charity? Maybe you take it to Goodwill or Rainbow's End. What can you clear out now so that you don't have to deal with it twice, right? That's how you save time. As you're dealing with it now and clearing it out, especially summer clothes, but even when you're unpacking winter clothes, if there's some stuff in there you just don't like anymore, get rid of it now. Don't even hang it up. Take it to Rainbow's End. Think about how your item may be something that somebody will buy a shorter on cash at a Goodwill or a Rainbow's End. So if it's something you don't think that you're going to wear, and remember, if it doesn't bring you joy, don't have it in your closet. Get rid of it now. But what else can you clear out? As you're getting ready to decorate your house, for instance, what can you clear out and make room? That brings me to your holiday decorating. How much are you going to do? When are you going to do it? And when are you going to undo it? Right. So if it's going to be a bad winter, you're going to put all the lights out because it may be beautiful now. It may be horrible in January when you decide to take it down. Plan ahead. And who does it? Can you ask for help? Do you have to do it all on your own? And remember, if you need your spouse to do a whole lot of it, do they want to do this? They may be the one that's overstressed, right? And you're adding to it. Have a discussion. If it's a partnership, have a discussion. If it's an entire family, discuss it with everyone. Remember the delegating. But listen to them as well. They may just not have what you need this year. I know families that really, really decorate. And it takes a lot. And sometimes it creates arguments because everybody's tired and frustrated and it's just overwhelming. So be careful, right? That's not a stress-free, joyful planning. You want to plan to be successful at this. Can you hire some of it out in your house? Let's say winterizing your home, doing the caulking, washing the windows. There are people who will do that for you. People will even help you decorate. What is it that you can have done? Maybe have your heater checked, change the filters. Are there other things? If you can't work it in, can you hire it done? Helps another family and it helps you. All right, so last on my list is making connections. In the busy hubbub of all of this, we forget that these holidays are all about connecting with loved ones, people we love to be with. Plan it. Maybe choose a day that you're going to send out emails or contact people on Facebook or Messenger, however you're going to do it. Are you going to mail out Christmas cards? Start planning that now. You can break all of your Christmas cards. Let's say you have a couple of hundred that you're going to send out. Break them into manageable groups of 20, maybe even 10. Start now, right? You can at least get them the address on the stamps. And if you're not going to put a lot of information in the cards, you can sign them now and then begin mailing them out after Thanksgiving. Can you make some phone calls? Who have you lost along the way that you would love to reconnect with? So maintain your current connections, right? But reach out. Are there friends that you've lost contact with? It's a lot easier to find people now and to reconnect with them. You can do that. Plan it. At least one or two people that you want to reconnect with. Imagine the joy of connecting over the holidays with somebody that you've lost touch with. And then remember to make extra time. A lot of people are stressed out this time of year. Offer your help if you can. Offer your support no matter what. Make those connections. It's good for you as well as for them. And that's what these holidays are all about. So I welcome your questions. You can private message me. You can call me. I can life coach you through some of the most difficult holiday dilemmas. So just reach out and let me know. And if you liked this series, right, just winging it every Monday at 7. Let me know with some likes and loves. And until then, take good care of yourself, love yourself well, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.